Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to Torrin Talk. Y'all are crazy edition. Y'all are crazy. Why are you all crazy? We're going to talk about two things today. The second thing will be much more fun. So stay tuned for that. The first thing is less fun, I guess. Okay, so last week I asked you guys about merch, and I was right. You really don't want merch, per se. Most of the merch that is available for YouTubers to kind of put out there, it's t-shirts, tote bags, coffee mugs, that kind of thing. Y'all don't want any of that, which I was right. I figured that you really didn't care about any of that stuff, so I was correct. You do want merch, but it's not merch that I can actually provide. You would like hair ties or hair sticks or what have you, hair related things. That is what you would love, which is great, but I'm not really sure how you expect me to do those things. All right, so this is the thing. In order for me to do things like the sort of merch you would want, hair ties, hair sticks, spin pins, what have you. In order for any of that to happen, it's one of three things. One, I would have to make them myself. A part of getting to know myself and learn to love myself is accepting all of my faults and the things that are not so great about me. I don't have great follow through. I may have the best of intentions, but when it comes to actually following through on a plan, I'm not real good at it. I'm just not. And that's okay. It's just one of my faults. And okay. So I told you guys if we did merge, it would have to be a third party and not come from me because I am not good at mail. I don't like to go to the post office. I don't like to leave my house when at all possible. I will go with Joe and do things, but it's hard for me. And I just know how I am. I know I am terrible at mail. Terrible. So if I have to make the product and mail it out, you're never going to get it. And then all I'm going to do is go into an anxious depression spiral because I didn't do what I said I was going to do. And then I find myself unable to do anything at all. I don't know why my mind works like this. It's just how it works. Maybe some of you can identify, maybe you can't. Maybe you're real go-getters and always do what you say that you're going to do. And I do eventually do what I say I'm going to do, but sometimes it takes a long time because I have this weird battle within myself. I don't know. Regardless. So that is, I know better. I know me, I know better. Number two, I would have to find a manufacturer to make these things for you. I did look into it, not gonna lie, I did. Number one, you have to have capital for that kind of things, which means money. You have to have money to do those kinds of things. And while I may spend a bit frivolously now and then, like, do I really need a $45 eyeshadow palette? Probably not. But again, that's $45. If it was $50, that would have been, I would have said no. Because anything over $50 is way too much money for me. I have a pair of shoes that I wear almost every day. They cost $60. I have definitely gotten $60 out of it, but it still made me sweat to buy them because it was a $60 pair of shoes. I was raised on a farm, and we were not raised with a lot of money. Like, I remember a week where all the men in the family went hunting and I was home with my mom and we had no money. So we ate pancakes, drank powdered milk, and on our pancakes was sugar water syrup. I didn't realize we were that poor. My mother has since explained to me that that was everything she had in the house. We were kids. We were just happy there were pancakes. Pancakes every day? This is great! Because my mom would make things seem great. Not realizing that she couldn't even afford to buy a gallon of milk. And that was back in the 80s, y'all. Milk wasn't even expensive then. So, yeah. So, I can stretch $1. as it were. The only loans that my husband and I have are our car and our house. That's it. We don't even have credit cards because that's just unnecessary. If we don't have the money for it, then we don't get it. We save up money all the time. We save and then buy, save and then buy. We don't put anything on credit. We just, any hoodles. So I don't have capital for that kind of thing. I can't afford for that to happen. And even if it did, like I did one that was like within range, were like hair ties. So I'm like, well, what about just hair ties? You know, maybe I can find something similar to the Burley Band or, you know, the cheaper knockoff kind of thing, right? We'll see what they have. Well, they don't make those for like me to put my brand on or what have you. The ones that they make are like the elastic bands with the knot on the end. I don't use those. I wouldn't recommend that you use those because that knotted elastic will get caught in your hair and will rip it out and will cause damage. It may not be metal, but that knot isn't any better. Seamless. Seamless is what we're talking about here. They don't make seamless ones for you to brand. So, that's not going to happen either. Yeah, so, you know, third party. Or even then, even if I did find somebody, I would have to put the money out. They would make them. They would ship them to me, and then I would have to ship them out. Let's see number one. Not good. Okay, third, I would have to collaborate with a big company. I'm not a big enough YouTuber. I'm just not. Nobody is coming to me wanting to collab. You'd think for the last, at least 8 years, I've been telling everybody to buy a Tangle teaser. You'd think one of them would want to collaborate with me? Since I clearly have long, really long, okay, mostly long, you know, healthy hair. I have extolled the virtues and how wonderful the Tangle teaser is if you want to grow your hair out. This and their tools are the greatest things ever. They're not collaborating with me, you guys. They're just not. So that, of any company out there, that would be the one that you would think would approach me. And they're not. So that would be a no. And I know I saw somebody say they wish that I had shampoos and conditioners and stuff. I did, you guys. Maybe they're new and they don't realize it. If they came within the last year or so, they might not know. I did that once. My friend Chad had Snow Water Soap Company, and he developed shampoo and conditioner for me with my name on it. And I just have to assume that I know some of you really, really liked it and you miss it, just like I miss it. Like, I know that you loved it, but I think it was only a handful of you. Because, you know, Chad got a promotion. I mean, he moved up, he got a better job, but it takes up more of his time, and he simply did not have enough time to continue to make the products. And I have to think that if it was making a good chunk of change, that he would have made the time. So I'm just assuming it didn't, which is, I'm not blaming either him or you. I'm just saying. I have 20,000 subscribers, but there are only about 1,500 of you who watch the hair videos regularly, and there's about 500 of you that watch just me yakking regularly. I mean, it's true facts. So, yeah. So that's 500 to 1,500 people is not enough for like a big brand to want to do a collaboration with me. I'm too chatty, I'm too old, and I am not anybody's market demographic. So that's not going to happen. So basically all this means is, so there won't be any merch, which is fine. The only caveat is I talked to Joe about it. I may try to make like t-shirt turbans, you know, just that I make them myself like maybe like 3 sizes, 3 lengths for us, because it wouldn't be too much out-of-pocket money to start with, I don't think. You know, basically I buy a bolt of fabric, I make them up, and then, you know, he did tell me that FedEx, there's a FedEx in our Walmart now, which is less than a mile from my house. So maybe I can do FedEx. Or as he said, if we did once a week, you know, maybe he'd like just take me up on Saturday and I could put all my FedEx out at once. So that would definitely be like allow 5 to 7 business days after you order for me to ship it out. Yeah. And if I do those, like, they'll probably just be turquoise. I'll probably just buy a bolt of turquoise, like t-shirt fabric, and then, you know, make tubes for the most part. I might finagle and see about adding elastic or something, I don't know. Maybe we'll silk screen, don't know about that. If we do silk screen, Spontaneous Leaf made this beautiful Torrin ink design for me. The only one who sent me in a design, BT Dubs. And I really like it. It's very simple, and she said she likes how I refer to myself as Torrin ink. You know, here at Torrin ink, which is true facts. So maybe, although if we do silk screening, Joe will be the one silk screening because I don't know how to do it. He did it. Did I help? I can't remember. Maybe I did. It's been a while since we silk screened. But we have all the stuff. We'll just have to buy a new screen, and he's the one that will have to, you know, do the whatever. He'll do the thing with the acid and the whatnot to make it work. So, yeah. So that will probably be our design, and if we do decide to do that, I will get in contact with her and I will pay her for her art, because I can't do that. I can't make, I told you guys, MacGyver skills, not originality really. So yeah, basically there's probably not going to be merch. There may be Torrin turbans, maybe, but do not hold me to it, because I know myself and I know my best intentions. Doesn't mean anything will ever actually happen. I can't even keep my house clean, you guys. How am I going to make myself a tiny factory? You know what I mean? So, yeah. Any hoodles, so that's that, and yeah. Alright, onwards and upwards! So, next week will be really fun. Oh, yeah. What is Thursday's video? It's not hair, alas, but that will be next week. Instead, I'm going to show you how to tackle the base of aging skin. As in, we're going to cover moisturizers, primer, and how to do your under eyes. Also, how to deal with your face as a whole, now that it's older. So, it is shorter. God, I hope it is. I haven't edited it yet, but it should be shorter than last week's because, you know, it's a little easier to deal with. So, that will be on Thursday. But next week is what I'm very, very excited about. Next week, we are going to do straw curls. I'm going to try them before you freak out, because I know some of you are like, oh no, how are you even going to manage that? Okay, so I ordered a box of giant pixie sticks. They're in straws. They're in long straws. Alas, not as long as they used to be. I was very bummed to discover the giant pixie sticks from my youth, which were 22 inches long and like this big around. Nestle doesn't make them anymore. Now they're only, I think, 16 inches long and much skinnier, much more like a milkshake straw from McDonald's. But hey, so 85 come in a pack of pixie sticks. So we're going to have 85 individual curls. I'm going to attempt it anyway. I'm going to try and do a straw curl spiral set, and we'll see how it goes. I hope it goes well. I hope I am able to get them on the straws, and I'm hoping that it will set up nice. We'll find out. But I'm excited. Are you excited? It should be like total 80s hair. 80s into early 90s when we all had big giant hair. But I thought it would be fun. I've been wanting to do it forever, but I just never bought the box of pixie sticks. See what I'm talking about? Best of intentions, terrible follow through. That's me. I had this idea years ago to do giant pixie sticks. And I just never did it. Because I am the way I am. I get distracted, or I'm just like, So, we're going to do that next week, though. I ordered my pixie sticks, which means I'm going to dump all that sugar into, like, Ziploc bags or something. Any hoodles. So, yeah. Next week will be fun. It'll be very exciting. I'm going to have truly curly hair for the first time in a long time. I did used to get my hair permed, if you didn't know. When I was young. Or my mother got my hair permed. I don't think it was actually my choice. You know how it is. Any hoodles. That's probably going to be it for me today. This is like the 5th time I've tried recording this because there was a bee in here. I had a honeybee stuck in my house, messing with all of my lights. So I finally trapped him and put him outside because he's a honeybee and I set him free. Try and take care of the bees in my yard because we're going to be putting our garden in. Kids are home from school, as you can tell from Daenerys barking at them. And Cass now leaving again. Alright, sorry, I got really distracted by somebody talking to my dogs, weirdly, outside. Any hoodles, the kids are home from school, so, I don't know, somebody was talking very loudly to my dogs. But they stopped barking because somebody was talking to them, so that's great. Any hoodles. I don't know where I was because I'm having that kind of brain again. I've been enjoying the nice weather. I was outside with Joe all weekend. I don't think I got too burnt. I got a little burnt, but not. Yeah. So, no merch. Curls next week. Isn't that fun? And dealing with cavernous under eyes and basic older skin issues this week on Thursday. And that'll probably be it for the tutorials, at least makeup stuff for a while. Because those are like the 2 big things. Other than that, I don't know, unless you have suggestions. So, yeah. That's it! Yay! I guess. I don't know. Alright, look forward to next week if you are ready for hair to come back, since it's been 2 weeks with no hair. In my defense, I did actually come up with a hairstyle for this week, but I tried it, and it was a lot of effort for little reward, which is not my jam. I did it last night. It probably took, I would say, about 30 minutes or so. And then I showed Joe, and I'm like, so what do you think? And he's like, it's cute. That took 30 minutes? See? I was like, yeah. I was like, that's the thing. Like, in my head, it seemed really cool. But it wasn't really impressive when it was done. My idea was, like I did 2 English braids, and I brought them back, and then clipped them off. I mean, I braided them all the way down, and fluffed. I pancaked them, and then I like clipped them together, and then I took, because I did them up here, and then I took the hair that was here, and I wrapped it, looped it twice around the braid, so it kind of looked like the swoop deal, right? And then I took those strands, and I sewed the braids, the 2 English braids together like this, with the strands that did the loops, right? But basically when it was all done, it just looked like I did 2 braids and then they were braided together for the most part. Like, it took a while, especially the stitching the braids together with my hair. Yeah. 30 minutes, maybe 30 plus. And that's not what I'm about here. I am about little effort, big reward. I don't like a lot of effort, reward. It's, you know, why go, or, you know, big effort, big reward is also okay with me. You know, like, it takes a long time to do it, but when you're done, you're like, oh, wow, that is really worth it. It wasn't worth it, and then I was just like, well, that's it. Okay, I guess we're doing under eyes, because that was my hair inspiration for the week. That was my bright idea, And after that, I was just like, I'm done. Bleh. So, yeah. But, you know, pixie stick curls next week. All right, now it's 20 minutes, and now I'm going to shut up. I was doing so well. It was going to be so short. And now it's not, because this is me, and this is what I do. All right. Love you guys. I will see you on Thursday. If you are one of my older ladies and you want to know how to deal with concealer under your eyes now, since wrinkles suck up everything, I have some tips. If you are one of my younglings and don't have to worry about that, you might want to watch it anyway, because you won't be young forever. It's sad, but it's true. So, hey, and by the time you are my age, I might not be here to help you anymore. So, although the videos should still be on YouTube. I've been thinking about that. When I die, like I'll be gone from this earth, but my videos will be there in perpetuity. That's weird, isn't it? I don't know. Oh well, whatever. Hopefully I never did anything too embarrassing. Okay, love you, bye.